Do you know what this is? If you do, you probably love it or you hate it. Well, today I'm gonna show you a recipe that even the okra haters will love. Hello and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Crystal here at Keim Farms. And today we're gonna be making a recipe that is finger licking good. We're going to be making some fried okra with garden fresh okra right off of our farm here at Keim Farms. And this recipe is one that most people love. Now, a lot of people, if they don't like okra, they usually say it's because it's slimy. Well, this recipe has yet to be slimy, and I'm gonna show you how to make it, and I hope you enjoy it. Come on, let's go make some fried okra. For this recipe, you are going to be needing some fresh okra, some breadcrumbs. I prefer the Italian seasoning type, some oil for frying up our okra, salt and pepper, some flour, a couple of eggs, onion powder, Italian seasoning, garlic, and any other seasonings that you would like to put on your okra. Now, when it comes to fresh okra, there are a few things that you need to look for. Also, there are several different varieties. First off, when you're looking to buy your okra, you want to find okra that is smaller. If you're going to a farmer's market, the larger that it is, usually the more tough that it is. So you'll want to look for pods that are usually a couple inches. Now, there are some varieties that can grow a little longer and still stay tender. You can check by just kind of squishing them. If they still feel soft, then you know that it's going to be a good piece of okra to buy. Now, if they start feeling hard and kind of almost crunchy, then you know that's going to be a tougher piece of okra that may not be the best for frying. The first thing you want to make sure that you do is when you're buying any produce from farmer's market or store, you just want to make sure you give it a quick wash. So we have washed all these, rinsed them, and then the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and cut them into small bite-sized pieces. Once all your okra is sliced up, make sure you discard the tops, and then what we're going to do is we're going to break 2 eggs into a bowl and scramble them up. Next, we're going to take all of our okra and put it in the bowl with the eggs. Next, we'll go ahead and mix the okra with the eggs. We just mix it until all the okra is nice and coated. If you're making a smaller portion, you may only need 1 egg. It's just enough egg to coat everything. Now, another thing I wanted to share too is, for me, when I batter anything, I've always learned to season it at all stages. So you season your egg, you season your meat or whatever it is, and you season your flour or your breading. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna go ahead and salt and pepper this okra with the egg so it kind of gets coated on there. And then we're going to create our breading. To make our breading, I get a gallon-sized baggie and I put the breadcrumbs, the flour, and all of the seasoning into the bag. Then we will take that flour mixture and just mix it up really good. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna dump all of the okra into the bag with the flour mixture. Then we're gonna seal it up. And the fun part, this is fun part for your kids or for you, just shake it up. I just shake it up until everything looks good and coated, or it looks like it's all dry and there's no moisture. Now, if you're shaking it up and it seems to be that it's not coating well, or there's some moisture in there, just add a little bit more flour, a little bit more breadcrumbs, and shake it some more, and it will be just fine. Now, at this point, there are a couple different options. You can go ahead and take your okra and directly deep fry it in some hot oil, and it's ready to serve. Or what I do as a way to preserve my okra is I will take the okra that we've breaded and I will lay it out on a cookie sheet so that it's all spread out and none of the pieces are touching. And then I'll put it in the freezer for an hour until the pieces are good and frozen. And then I will take it off the tray and put it into a gallon baggie and put it in the freezer. And that way I have okra anytime all year long that I can just pull out and fry. A couple things to remember when you're deep frying is if you are doing the frozen okra, make sure that you're only putting enough okra in to kind of coat the bottom of your basket, because if you put too much frozen okra in, your temperature of your oil will drop and your okra will be soggy. So if you do a batch and you notice that it's soggy and it's not as crispy, then what you probably did is added too much frozen okra in, or your oil wasn't hot enough. So that's a little tip for you. Also, one thing, when you're frying anything, what most people do is they bring it out and put it on a plate with a paper towel like we have here, which we do often. But one of the ways that you can keep your food a little crispier is instead of putting it on a paper towel, you can put it on a cookie sheet, or not cookie sheet, a wire rack, and that way all of the grease will drip off of it underneath it. What we do is we'll put a cookie sheet with a wire rack and dump it out that way, and that keeps it more crispy. But sometimes we skip that step, which is what we're gonna do tonight. Also, another thing is when your okra comes out of the fryer, you wanna make sure that you put salt on it right away, because that's what makes it taste really yummy. All right, so we're gonna take some of our okra and go ahead and put it into the deep fryer. Now, I don't wanna just dump the bag in there. That will really make your deep fryer full of gunk on the bottom and dirty. If you kind of just pull the okra out, it saves your deep fryer a little bit. Okay, so we've got a basket full. We're gonna go ahead and lower that into the grease. Now your okra will not take long to cook at all. All you're really wanting to do is get a light browning on it. And once things float, they're traditionally done. After they're floating, it's really just about whatever color you want to get on your thing you're frying. All right, our okra is starting to get the color we want. We're going to go ahead and take it out. There is our fresh fried okra. That's it for today's recipe. We hope that you enjoyed it. We would love for you to check out some of our other recipes. You can find them here in our recipes list. Also, check out this video here where we harvest some okra and some of our other garden videos. Well, I'm Keim. Thank you so much for joining us on our channel. Be sure to subscribe and we will see you next time. Bye.